We are now around the halfway point of Season 16, and wow. For the first time since I've started watching the show, a regular season is actually going well. There hasn't been a season-ruining twist, there haven't been an insane amount of non-eliminations, and the episodes are all a good length. Season 16 as a whole is just working. Today, I'm going to be talking about what is making this season work compared to how some of the previous recent seasons have failed. The first reason, and I'm not trying to be shady to the previous casts, but this season has some incredibly strong competitors and is utilizing them in a way that the other seasons did not. Before I get into the actual track records, I'm just going to say, for the Rated Queen performances, the winner and top two we know, but for the high, safe, and low placements, I will be using Rated Queen to judge those. For example, since Nymphia Wind placed third in her Rated Queen, she is high. Nymphia has absolutely been slaying this season. Her Rusical was fine, and that's been her worst performance. Nymphia easily could have 3 wins by now, and no one would bat an eye. As for the 2 weeks she has been safe, she was always on the higher end. It is both crazy and incredible to see production have an Asian queen on the cast, actually treat them well, and reward them for their good performances. Next is Saphira Crystal, and Jesus Christ, she came to slay. In her premiere, she was the best in the talent show. She did a great third place job in the ball. She did a very good job in the RDR Live. I don't think she needed to use her immunity, but yeah, bare minimum safe. Then the Rusical absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think if anyone other than Plasma had gotten the role of Mariah, Saphira probably would have taken this home. Then we have Jane, once again doing a great job, won her premiere, was able to use the Rated Queen twist very strategically well, and has had consistently good performances going forward. The Rusical was probably her most forgettable week, but she didn't do bad. I've seen a lot of names thrown around for who should have been in the bottom 2, and Plain Jane is not one of them. Then we have Q. Q has been doing great every episode outside of girl groups. She has been top 3, if not top 2. This has been a very dominant performance. With the exception of Angeria, I don't think we've really seen someone slay this hard off the bat in a long time, and I'm very happy for Q. The final point for strong competitors is the win distribution. On Season 15, outside of Aura winning girl groups, every single challenge win went to someone in the final 5. In this season, that is not possible. We have 8 different challenge winners. Nymphia and Plasma are the only 2 queens to have double wins, and we are pretty far into this season. I am a person who really enjoys having a big win distribution, and this season has done a very good job of utilizing the talents of everyone, not just a predetermined final 5. The second reason this season is succeeding is generally good judging. I don't think we've had a single ridiculous judging decision all season. Episode 1 was the talent show, and while Rated Queen was in place, the judging here was spot on. Giving the queens the job of rating people could have gone very badly. Too many people could have played strategically, and someone who didn't deserve it could have been in the top. Episode 1 was able to nail the judging. This was perfect. And I think based off this episode, we definitely could see Rated Queen again. It was a very good way of introducing a twist without having massive season-long repercussions. Episode 2 nailed down that this twist is probably coming back at some point. We have Plain Jane playing strategy, taking Nymphia out of the equation, and winding up in the top 2 with Geneva. This was an incredible strategic move. I would argue best strategic move someone has made since Naomi took out Manila. Just a great job, very entertaining episode. I know a lot of people didn't really care for Plain's personality, but wow, she made great TV in this episode. Also, if you swap the placements of Geneva and Nymphia, this episode is judged perfectly. Episode 4 is the RDR Live Improv Challenge. Once again, great judging. Plasma was great and deserved the win. Q was a solid second place, and then third was going to either Plain or Saphira. For the bottom three, I think Maya, Geneva, and Mirage were the three worst in the challenge. Maya deserves to be low, with Geneva and Mirage in the bottom. I really wish Mirage got to stay, but I'm glad Geneva was able to show off her lip sync skills. She definitely did win that. But once again, great judging. Then we have the episode 6 design challenge. Q is the clear winner, and for the tops of the week, I've seen any combination of Megami, Dawn, Plain, and Nymphia. A lot of people disagree with the actual judging, and while I respect that, it is down to personal taste. The controversial judging here isn't a thing of, oh, it easily should have been Megami and Plain, end of story. There have been so many different perspectives and opinions on who should have been in the top 3 for this episode. It really does just come down to personal taste. As for the bottom 3, this is spot on again. This season, fingers crossed, production has broken the trend of giving out ridiculous challenge wins and is instead just judging things fairly. It generates a lot less controversy, but in my opinion, it does make for better TV. Reason number 3 is actual drama. Instead of some queens just messing with others, we've had our first actual feud in a few years. The Plain versus Amanda storyline was kind of all over the place, and it did not end well, with Amanda being eliminated without any resolution to the storyline. All of that out of the way, this made great TV. It was a very entertaining feud while it lasted, despite the fact that Plain and Amanda were only on the season together for like 3 episodes. I think this feud is going to be one of the main things remembered from this season, and I'm very happy about that. I think this feud provided a huge boost to Amanda's career. As for Plain, it kind of hurt her in terms of fan perception, but it helped her in terms of screen time and getting to showcase her personality more. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the reunion to see some kind of resolution here, but I'm very happy we got actual drama. The final reason this season is great is the runways. On season 15, the only queens who were consistently serving it on the runway were Sasha and Luxe. Other queens had great moments, but generally it was just the two of them killing it. On this season, people have been absolutely knocking it out of the park, and it isn't just the best 2 people. For Mother Goose, we had some really good looks, Q had an amazing headpiece, Nymphia has incredible personal style, and Saphira has some of the greatest packing abilities we have ever seen. I don't know how she got this pumpkin to Drag Race. Like, Saphira's runways have been good, but they have been big. I have no idea how she got this much stuff to Drag Race. I don't even know how you get that pumpkin in a suitcase. For Mother Father Eleganza, we got to see a lot of great seamstresses on the cast. Obviously, Nymphia, Q, and Saphira were the best 3. They are the runway queens of the season. But then we also got queens like Megami, who pleasantly surprised me here. Having seen her talent show and her runway after the talent show, I did not have high hopes. But Megami's ball look was legitimately good. Pretty much every queen on this cast was able to make at least a serviceable dress. There were a couple exceptions, but this is a very high quality cast. We see this again with everything, every share, all at once. Nymphia is slaying it. She has such a unique perspective in terms of designing looks, executing them. Q is another queen with very good fashion sense and design abilities. Then we have Plain. In my opinion, Plain is the 4th best runway queen of the season. She has been consistently doing a very good job, and while this may be controversial, I believe she has a very unique perspective on bimbo drag. People will disagree with me, as a lot of what she has done has been reminiscent of something Jimbo has done, but I believe Plain has found the perfect medium between glamour and bimbo drag. With a lot of Jimbo's runways on Canada Season 1 and kind of All-Stars 8, being a bimbo was the #1 thing being hit. I think Plain has been consistently able to serve both bimbo drag reminiscent of Jimbo, and then her own unique style of like glamorous fashion stuff. The final category is I Can Buy Myself Flowers. This was an All-Stars level runway. Almost every single look in this entire season could have been not just on All Stars, but all winners and been one of the better looks. I don't know what was in the water when these queens were coming up with concepts, but wow. Pretty much every queen on the cast knocked it out of the park. That is not something you see that often, and it just proves how strong this cast is. Hey, it's Drag Race Rejudged. Do you want gay shit? Well then check out the RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged YouTube channel and hit subscribe.